Hi, it's Janet and
Hi, Melanie. Hi.
welcome to your week 2. We got our wheel, right? So you all should have gotten a wheel. Could be different from this one, but it's generally the same size, okay? So we're gonna teach you how to use this guy. It's so much fun. So hopefully keep an open mind, listen to your body, do what it is that feels right for you today, and we're gonna have some fun. So first thing we're gonna do though is just like rock from side to side, open and close the arms, breathing in and out, right? So just start loosening everything up. I like to just open and close the arms, bend one knee at a time, lift the heel, start to get the ankles. So then roll one ankle out, you hear cracks. That means you're doing it right. In one direction then the other, maybe shake out the wrist. And then we'll come into a wide-legged position with our feet turned out. Put your hands on your hips and just sink the hips back and just rock from side to side, right? So we're not coming forward as much as we're leaning back, like you're putting weight into your heels. You hear that crack? That's what I hope I'm hearing from you guys, right? Is it just opening up, warming up the hips so you can move as slow as you need to. So we just move a little bit before we get down on the floor with the wheel and start rolling out, okay? All right, and then bending both knees, just maybe take some plies. And then once again, if you want, you can open and close your arms here, maybe let your head go. Come to stand, interlace your hands behind you, roll those shoulders back and up, open up the chest and the front body, breathing. And we're breathing in and out through the nose. And just to warm the legs up a little bit more, and take your left hand, just let your right leg come up, and you touch it with your left hand. Step, switch, kick up. So step, 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 kick. Step, 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 kick. And you don't have to kick high, right? You don't have to do that. And if you're not getting the footwork down, it's okay, right? The most important part is that you're just lifting one leg up and warming up the back of the legs, right? So we'll just do a few more of these. We just don't want to go into some of the wheel work we do completely cold. And last one. Come over to your mat. Come to sit down. I'm going to cut this part out. I need to know how much time I have. So come to sit down. First things first, you're going to slide all the way up so that your feet can't slide. The bottom of your feet need to be stable for this. So we slide all the way up so that our feet can touch the wood and grip it. So it's really important that wherever you are in your house, that you're able to control the sliding of your feet. You don't want that, right? Widening your legs and bending your knees, because this is your stability, right? So if you're narrow, more likely to lose your balance, okay? We're gonna put the wheel behind us, like snug into our lower back, and you might have to play with it a little bit, but you basically want to get to a point where maybe you could lift your hands up, right? And so if you have a shirt on, like I do, where it's a little slippery, you can just lift the shirt up and it could be on your skin and see I'm a little bit more stable, right? So all we're gonna do is we're gonna interlace our hands, lift the fingers up to the sky, and then lean to the left. So we're just opening up that left side body. We're leaning a little bit back into the wheel, but we're not dropping our head back, right? So really important in all things with the wheel, come back to center, go the other way, go to the right, is we really want to protect our neck, okay? So that would mean just being a little bit more aware than you normally would with regards to dropping it back. Go back over to the left again, breathing into that right side body. Inhale and exhale. And then come back to center. and go the other way. And come back to center. Relaxing the hands down. If you need to take a break and come out at any time, you could do that. Otherwise, you're going to interlace your hands behind your head. So now what's happening here is that the elbows are staying more towards each other, not just flopping open, right? So we're going to keep the elbows within our peripheral. We're going to get our feet correct, right? Start to feel our feet out a little bit. We're not going to lift up just yet. All we're going to do here is just let the upper body recline over the wheel and then lift back up. Notice how your hands are supportive of your head. So we call these thoracic extensions. And it's really important that you just play with where the wheel is. So like I have to move my hips up a little bit, move them a little bit forward so that I can get in the right place. So feel free to just play with this for a few seconds, just within the next minute. Just thoracic extension. These are one of the best things that you could do for yourself when you're sitting all day. If you're worried about your roundedness, this is like one of the best things that you could do. Is just grab your wheel. If you do nothing else, do these thoracic extensions, get some opening into your mid-spine, your T-spine. And come back up. If you want to take a break, I guess we'll all take a break together. You can come up, extend the legs out, grab the wheel. And we'll just put the feet into the wheel and hold on. So this is staff pose using the wheel. This is a fan favorite. Everybody loves to do this when we're in class. I would say that we probably do this almost every single class. So you can just hold here. And while we're here, we'll inhale the right arm up, open, twist to the right, and just breathe. Inhaling and exhale throughout the nose. And twist up, come back. And then we'll go the other way. It's left arm up and over. Just looking over the left shoulder. Breathing in and out through the nose. And coming back up. So we graduated, right? Repositioning ourselves so that we got the wheel where we need the wheel to be. And back where we have our hands. So this time, you're going to interlace your hands behind you, and you're going to use your feet to push the hips up, okay? So it's really the knees extending and bending that help give you that rolling feeling on the wheel. So you can start out small if you want. I'm not starting out small. So if you want, you could start with a small position of the back, but I'm going along pretty much the entire spine, save for the neck, because it feels really good. So play with this, just extension of the legs and then rolling back. For some people, this could be really challenging, and it could also maybe not feel that great, especially if you have like a lot of knots in your back, okay? What we could tell you is that over time, it gets easier, right? So most people come in and they might feel like some sort of way about the wheel. By the end, they love it, okay? So don't give up just because this maybe one roll doesn't like work for you right now. You might have to start small. So just roll back and forth a little while, come back down, situate yourself, and give yourself a second. If you need more time, take more time. The next part helps really open us up for all the fun things that we can do with the wheel back bending. So for this, you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna extend your arms up, okay? So notice how our chins are like we're holding a ball underneath our chins, right? So this is a really important part because you can lift the chin up, but I don't really know anything about your neck. And just to be precautious, I would say pretend you have like this tennis ball underneath of you. So when you lift up, you're gonna start to reach the hands back, right? And if you can, you're gonna see if you can touch the floor behind you, which may or may not happen, no big deal. And then slowly come back. So your roll back may be just a little bit and then you come back to center, right? We're showing you the fullest expression where you can extend, and if you see my hands touch, our hands touch, and then we come back. Just notice that some people do drop their head back, okay? If I did that, I would have a headache for the next 24 to 48 hours, right? So I don't do that. Some people do, but just to be on the safe side, I always keep my head supported, and I would just recommend that you do the same thing since you're getting started. So you roll back and forth. Whew. It feels good. This is like one of the most basic movements people do with the wheel is all the stuff that you just did now. So you roll back and forth. I don't know, it's funny to watch you today. So come back up. Let's take one more time Dandasana. Right? So we like to give ourselves just a chance to settle the spine down and the nervous system after we've been inverted upside down for a little while. Breathing in and out through the nose here. Just give yourself a minute. And then let's take the wheel. We're gonna get onto our hands and knees and put the wheel in front of us. Okay? So our hands are going to hold onto the wheel with the thumbs on top. Okay? And now our knees are down and our feet are tucked under. So it's kind of like we're in a tabletop, but instead we're holding onto the wheel, right? So we're gonna move. I would keep your feet a little bit wider for this next one, so because we're gonna move into down dog. So you're gonna take your hands, push into the wheel a little bit, lift the knees up and back, and come into downward facing dog. So the cool thing about doing this with the wheel, you can pedal out your knees, bend one knee at a time. The cool thing is that the wheel lifts you up. So most people feel more comfortable putting their heels on the ground, whereas if you didn't have the wheel, you wouldn't be able to do that. You might not. So just breathing in and out through the nose. Think about the ears in between the biceps. Think of a nice long line of energy between the crown of your head, through your spine, all the way to your tailbone. Maravilloso. So beautiful. And then let's come back down to our knees. We'll do a thread the needle. So take the wheel to the right and place your hand on top. Okay? So you're gonna roll the wheel out as much as it feels good for you and slide that left arm underneath of you onto the ground. Now, if your head does not reach the ground, right? So I'm laying my left ear down. If your head doesn't fit, I don't want to say fit. If your head doesn't reach the ground, you can always bring the ground to you with a block underneath of your left ear, okay? So this is a nice shoulder stretch in between our down dog. So you're just gonna let that left arm go underneath, thread the needle, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. So the hips can be a little bit behind the knees or a little bit forward. We're putting them a little bit behind so that we don't have as much of a back bend in our upper body. We're already getting a lot of back bending with the wheel. So the hips are a little bit behind the knees for this. And then slowly coming up. And you can go to the other side. So you move the block. You take your hand to the wheel. Roll the wheel out. And then right arm goes under, and you can let your head rest on the block or the floor, whatever works best for you. You can also use a blanket if you want something softer. And so just breathing in and out through the nose. Right? Remember, it's all about breathing. If you are breathing, you are doing yoga. If you're holding the breath for any reason, then we're working against what we're trying to do. And then slowly we'll come back up and we'll take our second downward facing dog with the wheel. So the wheel comes down, you can tuck your toes under, lift those hips up and back. Hopefully you feel a little bit more spaced out now. You could widen the feet if you want. Maybe even move the feet a little further away from the wheel, so you can always expand and grow any pose over time. Inhaling and exhaling. Down dog always feels so good. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe not like the first couple you take, but after like one or two and you're all warmed up. And then let's walk our feet forward. So you walk your feet forward. When we push our hands into the wheel, we get this nice halfway lift. So the wheel is super, super helpful for us to find nice posture and alignment in this halfway lift. So we can just breathe here for a little while. And so if you're comfortable here, you can stay. If you would like a little bit more, you're just going to separate your feet a little bit. Let the wheel go in between your feet. Bring the heels and toes back. Keep a soft bend in the knees. And now your wheel's behind you. And if you want, you could forward fold. And you can grab on to whatever part of the wheel feels good. And just relax the head here. So you always do the halfway lift if your neck is, you know, dealing with something right now or it just feels better for you. Never force. We don't force in yoga. And then widening the feet, let the wheel come back. And super slow, bring the feet back together, bend the knees. Super slow, you're just gonna roll up, bring the wheel with you. And shake it out a little bit. You could rotate your ankles. You could let your head fall from side to side. And so we're gonna take the wheel. You're gonna hold the wheel on the sides. So this is kind of how we could use it as a bit of a weight, all right? You can extend your arms up. So the feet are roughly underneath of the hips. And now the arms are up. I could still see the wheel, okay, a little bit in my gaze. So keep that in mind. We're not gonna like pop out the belly or anything. We wanna kind of let the tailbone move back, the pelvis moves back, like you're handing the wheel over to somebody who's a little bit in front of you and in the sky. And now let the right hip move out so that you lean over to the left a little bit. Feel that right side body opening them up. If the wheel's too heavy for you at this juncture, don't worry about it. Just put the wheel down. You can still do this stretching. Come back up. Go to the other side. The wheel, I think, is 3 pounds?
3.5.
3.5 pounds. So, yeah, if you're not lifting weights or holding heavy things over your head all the time, go back to center, go the other way, then this might be difficult, and that's okay. So feel free to drop the wheel if you want. We're just showing you some things. Come back to center and go the other way that you can do with it to help add some resistance to your yoga practice. Relax the arms down. So let's put the wheel behind us. You could just put your thumbs in it. I like to put my thumbs in it and then just use it to open up the pectoral muscles and stretch. So you could just lift this, make sure you're lifting the shoulders up and back, that you're not rounding when you lift up. Just roll the shoulders up. Maybe extend those arms, breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Great too to stretch out the front. That's usually sometimes is rounded, so we're opening it up. And then come back down. Pointing and flexing the feet. Let's take our wheel. Hold it in front of you. You're gonna hold it with the hands underneath and the thumbs on top. Super slow. We're gonna inhale, lift that wheel up. As you exhale, you're gonna forward fold. So bend the knees, let the wheel come down, hinge at the waist, and fold. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you're gonna fold. Let the left knee come back and down. Let the right knee come back and down. And sit up. So we will show you some more, the next step with regards to maybe we'll do shoulders standing all the way. Yeah. So we're just gonna spin around. You'll see why. When we're doing the pose, we want you to be able to see our backs so that you could see how our shoulders are laying flat. So coming back to sit, place the wheel behind you, find steadiness with your feet. So we're gonna revisit how we were reaching back, touching the ground, and coming back up. So we did all this, lean back, maybe you touched the floor, maybe you didn't, okay? So if you're not comfortably touching the floor, you could just continue with some thoracic extensions, some rolling out on the wheel. If you are touching the floor, shoulder stand, you're gonna reach the arms up and back. Keep the chin with the ball underneath of it. As you come back, you find the floor with your hands, okay? Walk the feet in. Let the shoulders come to the ground and the legs come up. The last step is the hands coming behind the wheel. Now, Melanie's using a bolster. Super important, guys, when you come into this position, I'm not going to turn and look at you, and I'm not going to turn and look at Melanie, okay? You don't turn your head when you get in this position. If you're in a shoulder stand, it's very important that you keep your head, your gaze up to the sky, protect your neck. So from here, if you have your legs up, you can extend them, okay? Roll the ankles. And now Melanie's gonna play, okay? She's gonna play in this. I'm gonna come out and show you guys one more time how to get it. So, I'm gonna spread the legs like scissors, okay? Opening up the, like a split. Push my fingers behind me, same way I got in. I'm gonna push and come up and out, okay? So I'm gonna show you again how to get into it. So you're sitting, your feet are wide, you're gonna reach your hands back. So I lift my hips and I'm gonna roll so that I can lean back, reach my hands back, grab, touch the floor behind me. I'm gonna keep walking my feet back until my shoulders come to the ground. And now the weight's on the shoulders and the legs come in. Once the shoulders are meeting the earth, your legs come in. Otherwise, you'll have your feet on the ground. You're just in a really big back bend. You don't need to do that. You just feel comfortable pulling the legs in. And as you can see, Melanie's doing a lot of interesting things, because when you finally get into this position, there are a lot of things that you could work with. You could open into a wide-legged split, a right and left split. Maybe you're just here and you're just finding your way around today. Totally fine, okay? To come out, once again, you're gonna open the legs into a split, right or left, doesn't matter. Hands are gonna come behind you, and you're gonna push into the floor. Your feet come to the ground, and your upper body comes up. Beautiful job, Melanie. Thank you. Melanie's Pearl's poster child, for those of you who are unaware of the history of Pearl. She was the original, the OG, one of the OGs. Now she's a teacher, and it's pretty amazing. So we're gonna sit facing the camera, and you could take your right leg in front of your left leg. We're in easy seat pose. Just take a breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, in and out, and one more time, in and out. Good. So with the wheel in front of us and the right leg crossed in front of the left, you're just gonna walk the hands out as much or as little as it feels good for you. I turn my hands to the side. I turn my hands to the side so that I can extend a little bit more, but you can keep your hands flat, whatever works best for you. Just hinge over your legs, breathing in and out through the nose. Slowly coming back up. We'll switch sides. So the left leg is going to come in front. Same thing. So fun fact is, Shannon from your management team hopefully I'm allowed to call her out. She's trained to teach with the wheel, and she would bring it to work. So she would bring it to her office, I guess, or whatever, and she would take roll breaks, like breaks to roll that on the wheel. So, you know, if you do nothing else with the wheel but roll out at night, thoracic extensions, that's great. The only thing that I would say to maybe ensure that you've created some balance is to follow it up with forward folding. So what we're doing right now is forward folding, right? So if you do a wheel session of 5 minutes or so where you're rolling out and you're rolling back and you're doing thoracic extensions, follow it up with some type of forward fold so that we're evening out the body. That's what yoga is all about. Yoga is all about balance, creating balance. And slowly coming back up. And let's take a wide-legged position. You can roll the arms. That happens all the time. It's so funny that she did it right now while we're filming. All right, and you can come and roll the wheel out.
Yes. And on the hardwood floors, it's even threefold.
I would say she could take 5 classes and not have that happen, and we're filming and she spills it over. It's really funny. But yeah, people fall off it. They do. They fall off. And most of the time they don't get injured. I would say 99.9% of the time they're like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know, the wheel fell, it makes a loud noise, it sounds worse than it is. So yeah, I'm trying to tell you not to be afraid of falling off the wheel, basically. Come back up.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. So cross your legs, it doesn't matter right or left and front. Let's just interlace our hands and push away. So flip the palms. Palms are pushing away, round the spine. Let the head drop. And then we'll just lift those arms up, lift the upper body up. And then arms come down, one hand on top of the other. Let's breathe in through the nose, up through the mouth. Again, in and out. And one more time, really letting whatever you need to let go, go. Excellent job, bravo. So, you now know some things that you can play around with the wheel, and we will see you in a couple weeks with another wheel session that we'll get into some of the standing poses with. So enjoy the rest of your day.